I think they were practicing to be criminals.
You're a normal kid who killed your parents.
I know.
I think the Menendez brothers were close because they were fighting the common enemy, which was their father.
I think the parents lost control of them in part because they were in a culture where money can buy you anything.
They just got bored with life and they wanted excitement. They wanted challenges.
August 20, 1989, Beverly Hills, California. A 911 call from a Beverly Hills mansion. 2 parents dead in their den and 2 sons standing in the doorway of a story that would become a national obsession. Not because anyone questioned how violent it was, but because of what came next. This is Tragedy Revisited. Before the headlines, there were Jose and Kitty Menendez. Jose was a music and entertainment executive. Kitty was a mother and former teacher. They lived with their sons, Lyle and Eric, in Beverly Hills. On the night of August 20, Jose and Kitty were shot to death inside their home. Their sons told police an intruder did it. The scene is immediate. Shotgun blast. A den turned into a crime scene. Lyle calls 911 in distress.
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Someone killed my parents.
What? Who? Were they shot?
Hey, Matthew.
Were they shot?
Yes.
At first, the investigation doesn't land on the brothers right away. There are questions about business, money, and who would want Jose Menendez dead. Then police start looking at what happens after the murders. The spending, the purchases, the lifestyle. But the real pivot in this case isn't a footprint or a stranger, it's words. According to later reporting and court coverage, Eric confesses to a psychologist, Dr. Jerome Oziel. Conversations are recorded, and information about what was said reaches authorities. In March 1990, the brothers are arrested. Lyle is arrested first. Eric is arrested days later after returning to the U.S. When the case reaches the court, it's not just a trial. It becomes television, daily coverage, and 2 competing explanations for the same night.
Not many Hollywood murder mysteries ever took a more dramatic turn than police are describing in a couple of savage Beverly Hills killings. The victims were a man and his wife.
I've been in this business for over 33 years, and I've heard of very few murders that were more savage than this one was.
Police arrested Lyle at the family mansion yesterday. Younger brother Eric's reportedly returning from an overseas trip to surrender.
Prosecutors argue motive, money, planning, calculated killing to inherit. The defense argues something else, fear. They say the brothers were abused for years and believed they were in danger. The first trials unfold in early 1990s with separate juries. The result, deadlock, mistrials, no verdicts. The retrial follows. 1 jury this time, and the case narrows to what the law calls first-degree murder. In 1996, both Eric and Lyle Menendez are convicted of first-degree murder for killing their parents. They receive life sentences without parole.
One of the most notorious murder cases in years. Lyle and Eric Menendez armed themselves with shotguns, then blew away their wealthy parents in their Beverly Hills home. When the first trial ended with hung juries, they were tried again. Again, the brothers said self-defense. The state said greed. Today, Reed Galen reports the jury said guilty of murder in the first degree.
For decades, that's where it stays. Convicted, sentenced, the story frozen in the public mind. Until the case surges back into courts in the 2020s, driven by new filings, renewed public attention, and a sentence review. On May 13, 2025, a Los Angeles County judge resentences the brothers from life without parole to 50 years to life. That change makes them eligible for parole under California's youth offender parole laws because of their ages at the time of the crime. In August 2025, they go before the parole board, Eric on August 21 and Lyle on August 22, to which they both are denied and next eligibility window set for 3 years out. A parole hearing isn't a retrial. It's not the courtroom all over again. But in a case this public, even that step becomes its own headline. Another chapter, another wave of debate, another round of people choosing a side. The case doesn't begin with the hearing. It begins in a room, a den, two people who never walked out. And when you strip away the arguments, the court exhibits, and the endless reruns of this case, two people are still missing from that house. Jose and Kitty Menendez should have made it out of that den that night. They did it, and everything that followed, every filing, every verdict, every hearing still starts right there. What's your take on this case? Drop it in the comments. If you've been drawn into this story, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know which case you think we should revisit next. This is Tragedy Revisited. Hold space for the lost, hold tight to the truth, and revisit with care.